What's up everyone, and welcome to workout number 17 of the quarantine series. For today's workout, all you're going to need is a set of dumbbells, preferably on the moderate to heavy side, and then a light to moderate resistance band as well. So for today's workout, I'm going to let you know, it's a longer one between the ones I've given in the past. This one's going to be somewhere between 50 to 60 minutes. And it's an arm base with a push and pull type of workout. So very upper body workout today. Now, to get started, you've seen a circuit similar to this. So the setup is going to be really easy. What you have is you have a themed exercise every round, and then you're going to use those themed exercises in between the circuit exercises each time. So to get started, you have a total of 6 rounds. Okay, for the first round, your themed exercise is going to be skull crushers. So if we move over to here, what we have is our circuit. In between each exercise, you're going to be doing that themed exercise, the skull crushers. So we start off with 12 shoulder presses, then you go into 45 seconds of skull crushers, then right into 16 reps of push-ups, 45 seconds of skull crushers, 20 Renegade Rows, so that's 10 each side, then your skull crushers for 45 seconds, 24 one-arm back rows, so that's 12 each side. I think you're starting to see the theme. We're adding each time. You get into your skull crushers. Back flies, we add another 4 reps to 28. Then we have skull crushers, 32 band pull-aparts. Then we finish off that round with skull crushers for 45 seconds. You give yourself a 2 to 3 minute rest, and then you go right to round 2, which is traditional bicep curls. And then once you complete all of that, round 3, 4, 5, and then you finish off with that round 6 at the wide grip biceps. As you can see for the themed rounds, one round is going to be it's going to be all triceps. Next round is going to be all biceps, and we switch back and forth, tries, bis, in between all of this. Now, like I said, I told you this is going to be an arm-based exercise program, but that doesn't mean to start it easy. Try not to look at this and say, okay, this is how I'm going to set up. I want you right away to challenge yourself directly, straight out of the gate. Challenge yourself, pick up the heavier weights, and go at it. Now, if we need to drop the resistance a little bit, then we could do it throughout the program. But just don't start easy, because I kind of programmed it for you. As you can see, we started with less reps in the circuit. We end with more reps at the end. So with that, we're making it a challenge, but don't try to cheat yourself from it too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some demonstrations of all these exercises, and then also some variety with it too. And you're like, how can I add variety? Well, I know a lot of us are at home and we only have, for example, myself, I only have 12-pound dumbbells. So what I can do is I could add a resistance band to those, so I could get some back rows in there, some biceps, some triceps as well. And I'm going to show you how to set that up within the videos next. So stay tuned. Check it out, complete this circuit, and let me know how you do. And again, challenge the whole time through the circuit. All right, good luck. All right, for the skull crushers, you're going to need a set of dumbbells or a resistance band. So I'm going to show you both. The resistance band, what you do is you just basically anchor it to the bottom of the couch or a heavy chair, somewhere where you're going to be able to give yourself a decent resistance. And then dumbbells. So I'm going to start you off with the dumbbells. So with these guys, what you do is you just head straight to the floor. You push up, you press up, elbows stay steady. They stay stacked right above the shoulders. Light grip as you drop down. It's a split, so those dumbbells are not together. They're split apart. Get a little more range of motion at the bottom with this. You do not go into a full extension with these, so a slight little bend, nice and controlled. Form over speed with these. Now, the other way is the resistance band. Like I just said, you have it anchored. You just grab these guys, and then all you do is you go here. Elbows stay tight, same type of deal. You can go with either a front grip or a reverse grip. Totally up to you. And if this is too easy, you can always slide back a little bit more to give yourself some more resistance. Now, if you want to add even more, all you do is you just grab these dumbbells, you grab those resistor bands, and now you have some skull crushers with some resistance from the band, and then you have that gravity from the weights. Nice and controlled. And you could go, again, any type of style with that grip, as long as you have control. All right, for the traditional bicep curls, all you really do with these is those palms stay forward the whole time. It's almost like you're doing a bicep curl with a bar, but here with the dumbbells, those elbows stay forward, those shoulders stay back, the core is tight, nice stance. And what you do is you just curl up 3/4 of the way with some light grip, and you control yourself down, okay? So you're not swinging through with these, nice and controlled. So I'll show you side angle. Elbows are forward, you don't round those shoulders, you pull the shoulders back, and it's nice and easy biceps. Now, you could do the same deal with the resistance band, okay? So, show you that real quick. You just step on top, curl it up, but also like what I've been doing for in-home workouts, again, since I don't have heavy stuff here at home, I just step on that band, and I get a little bit of a 2-for-1 from the band, and then also the dumbbells, okay? So those are your traditional. Now for the overhead triceps, what you do is you take your dumbbells, you put them together. I like to go with a staggered stance so I keep my core tight. From there, I put those elbows in tight, dumbbells behind the head. Again, elbows tight to the head. You go up, just a little micro bend up top, control yourself down. These are the overhead triceps with, show you side, with the dumbbells. And I'll show you the back as well. Again, you don't need a full extension, slight little bend, control down, right there, elbows stay tight to the body. Now, you can do these with the resistance band as well. Now, if you're tall, it's a little trickier because you feel like you're going to snap that band. So what I like to do, and I'm not even tall, so I'm just saying, is I get down to the ground, okay? I kneel on that resistance band, and I grab just like I'm going to do an overhead tricep. Just like with the dumbbells, from here, I'm going right on up. Those elbows stay tight to the body. So I'll show you just like that, nice and controlled. So you could do it either way with the dumbbell or the resistance band. For those hammer curls, instead of having them traditionally, so those palms forward, all you do is you turn them in. So you have that medial grip, shoulders stay back, you curl up, again, 3/4 of the way up. Control all the way down with those elbows staying forward in front of that body. So side view, you're right here, those shoulders stay back. You get that full extension all the way down, and then you go 3/4 of the way up. Okay? So right there. Now, if you do have a super band at home, I love doing hammer curls with the super band, and they don't even need weight with some of the super bands. So from here, all you do is here, you grab that medial grip, you kind of do like a little bit of a deadlift, you go right on up for that hammer curl. Control yourself down. This gives a lot of resistance, nice and controlled. So that's a hammer curl with the super band. For the tricep kickbacks, I like to get myself into a RDL position. So I set up as an RDL position, so I'm about right here, where the feet are just a few inches apart from each other, shoulders stay back. I bend down into that RDL, get my back flat, parallel to the floor. Then I give that nice row. And then from here, I keep those elbows in tight. And here's your kickbacks. Full extension, right back up. Now the goal is to keep those elbows as steady as possible as you do this kickback. Now, this is with the dumbbells. You can also do them with the resistance band too. Same deal. You might have to set it up a little differently because you are bending down. So you're taking some of that resistance off of the band. So you want to kind of get that band tighter. So you might want to go with a little wider stance. But same deal, back stays flat. You pull on up and you kick back. Okay? Now I got that grip. You could switch the grip, however you want to go with it. Those are your tricep kickbacks. Wide grip bicep curls. So you had your here with the traditional, you had your medial where we went in. But with a wide grip, what we do is we put those elbows forward, and then the way I like to start it, because we're turning that shoulder, we're turning out, What I like to do is I like to start out here, up here, bring them out, and then I control them down. Makes it a lot easier for me to stay in a wide or a W bicep curl. So this is the wide grip bicep curl or W bicep curl. You could also do this easily with the resistance band and with the dumbbells if you want to as well. But you just start out here, pull up, control yourself down. Look at my elbows. My elbows are not moving. They're not going back when I come up. They stay out there. Think of a W for these. Now for the shoulder press, for this circuit, you could do any style of shoulder press you like. Just like in classes and personal training, we like to give a variety within the shoulders. So here's a traditional shoulder press. Core stays tight. I usually do staggered stance, and you're just going right on up, right on down. About 90 degrees up, little micro bend up top, lighten the grip, just controlling, okay? You could add a little bit to it. You could go in, out, and then press. So add a little bit of variety to it. You could alternate. You could go into Arnie's, where you could think thumbs out, rotating thumbs in. Okay. There's a bunch of them. You could go with a medial grip, right on up, right on down, so close grip. You can even bring this stuff to a resistance band, just like the bicep curls. I definitely like, triceps. I like to kneel down on these, and you can go right in that shoulder press, nice and controlled. So I'll show you this way. Right on up, right on down. And with these, you could even go from here, you could go one and then the other. So you're keeping resistance as one stays high. Again, you have 45 seconds with a ton of different shoulder presses that you could add to the routine. You could go in and out with these as well. But give yourself a variety. All right, so for the push-ups, I always like to start push-ups from the ground and then pushing up, okay? A lot of people start at the top. I like to start from the ground so then I could get all the core muscles activated before I go into that power, into that movement, that mobility. So to start them off, I go from here, okay? I take those hands, I bring them right underneath the armpits, okay? Elbows stay back. I take those toes, I curl them right underneath each other, and then from there I lift the knees off the ground. So what I'm doing there is squeezing the quads, I squeeze the glutes, I squeeze the abs, and I power up. So you have your regular push-ups, nice and controlled. Now, you could add a ton of variety. You could go into Spider-Man push-ups if you like. With these, you could go with going extension as you drop down. You could go into power push-ups or push-up jacks. You could do a bunch of stuff. Now, we know a variety of them. We could also go into those ones as well, but you could also add some resistance to these too. All you do with these is you put them right behind the back, okay? Right up close to the armpit. I like to grab a little extra. That way there's some more resistance. And again, same deal. You go right down to the ground, you curl those toes, quads tight, glutes tight, abs tight, power up, okay? Now, if you want more, if you do have a super band, I love doing push-ups with super bands. All you do is the same deal. And with that band, with that loop, you already have them interlocking around those thumbs. And these are strong. So they're nice, strong push-ups. All right, for the Renegade Rows, I like to set up those dumbbells like a little bit into like a triangle position. So you can put them right underneath the chest. Now you start in a high plank position. You bring the feet apart just a little bit. Okay, so you're right here. And then with a traditional Renegade Row, you keep everything tight, the glutes, the quads, the abs. As you roll up and you bring that elbow tight to the body, control down, and then you switch sides. So that's a traditional Renegade Row. And what you're doing is 20 total, so 10 each side. And you don't want to twist the hips or shoulders while you're doing them. Now, if you want to add more, I'm challenging you to add more. You do have 6 total rounds of Renegade Rows. If you want to add some more push-ups in this routine, go for some push-ups. Drop down, up, power through. Okay? If you want, you could also do something like hip extension, work around the world, row, row, extend, extend, row, row. So there's some variety that you can add to those Renegade Rows. All right, so for the one arm back row, what I like to do is you can use a chair or you can use a bench or something to anchor yourself. But I like to go with just pure body, anchoring my elbow right onto my thigh to give myself a little bit of stability. So with this one, again, this position right here, this back leg stays nice and long. So no bend in the back leg. Squeeze the glute, squeeze the quad. Same forearm, same thigh. Back stays flat. You grab that dumbbell and you pull right on through, okay? So this is a one arm back row. Nice and controlled. Now, if you do have a loop band at home, you can take a loop band, put it on that front foot, just middle of that foot, okay? And you can do rows this way too, pulling through. This is a pretty good variety. You can also loop that dumbbell around it, the loop band, and pull yourself through. Give yourself a little bit of resistance. And also, because I know we have this at home too, you can step on the resistance band. Put that on there, because back is strong. Pull through, full extension. So those are your one arm back rows. For those back flies, you get yourself into a low RDL position. So I'm going to start us off here. Feet just about a few inches apart. Hinge, keep that back flat. Now these weights stay just close to the shin. Shoulders stay back. Arms are slightly micro bent as the chin is neutral. And you squeeze those blades back. Control yourself. Okay, so this is a back fly. Nice and controlled. Now those are going to hit your rhomboids a lot in your rear delts. If you want, you could also use that resistor band. With the resistor band, instead of going out like this, I like to give myself a little bit more resistance. So I cross them, okay? And you're right here. Pull back, nice and controlled. Pull back, nice and controlled. So those are your back flies. So for those band pull aparts, those you have 32 reps. So what you want to do with this, you want to take your band. Usually the way that I measure it, you know, this is a pretty light band. So I measure it right to the inside of my armpit. So the length of my chest, I'll grab there, bring them out. Slight bend, little micro bend in those arms. And all you do is you bring that band all the way to the chest as you pull those hands away from each other. And it's nice and controlled. That band should rest just above the chest, okay? The high part of the chest. And the goal with this is to squeeze those blades back. Nice, slow, and controlled. This is the pace that you would like. And you don't want to put any slack. So you don't want to be doing this. It's nothing about speed. Band stays tight, you pull through. So I'll show you this way too. So you don't want those traps to go up. You want to keep them down and back as you go through. So these are your band pull aparts, nice and controlled.